Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. Hello. Happy Thursday, or like I like to refer to it as Happy Friday Junior. Very excited for the last day of the week coming. As you know, I am Latoya Dawkins. I am one of the directors for this series. Really excited. I cannot believe we are here at the last class. Now, our end of course assessment is next Tuesday, but this is technically your last fundamentals class of instruction. And you are definitely in for a treat. Tonight's class is fundamentals of pitching. It's called Pitch Perfect. You have an amazing instructor tonight, Professor Kiana. And I'm really excited for all of you to shine and learn about pitching, which is really going to propel your business forward. I'm going to share with you all the Mentimeter for our pre-test. So if you could go ahead and click on that link, and then I will share my screen and we can go ahead and start working on that together. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Drop a few emojis. Let me know how you're feeling today. Are you excited about the weekend? Turn your cameras on. Hi, Jasmine. Good to see you. I like your purple light. Hi, Shania. Great to see you. Oh, you guys are already in there. Awesome. All right, so let me share my screen for those of you who may not be in there yet. Oh, where is it? Oh, here we go. All right, so the first question in the pretest is, how long should an elevator pitch be? How long should an elevator pitch be? Only have one answer in there so far. Let's go ahead and start answering those questions. iPhone, if you can let me know who you are, we can go ahead and change and update your display name so we know who you are. All right, just waiting on a few more answers. Let's have them come in. Let's see how many scholars we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have 1 coming on. So we have 8 scholars. So we're missing 3 answers technically. All right, I'm going to share the link again for those who are coming on so they can participate. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, this next one says, what's the difference between a pitch and a presentation? So you can just fill that out, open-ended question. What is the difference? Hi, Michael. Great to see you. Thanks for turning your camera on. Joelle, Cameron, Makai, we'd love to see you. Nathaniel, we'd love to see you too. All right, we have 1 answer coming in. A pitch is short and brief, and a presentation is long. Okay. I like that answer. A pitch is a brief, precise description of your business. Okay. What's the difference between a pitch and a presentation? A presentation presents more details while a pitch is brief. Yes. Awesome. I'll wait for 1 or 2 more answers. Hi, Nathaniel. Thank you for turning your camera on. We can't see you, but we see your lovely ceiling. Presenting is informing people on the product while a pitch is trying to sell that product. Okay. Wow, you guys really have some great language in those answers. All right, let's go to the next one. In order to deliver a successful pitch, you don't need to know your audience. Is this true or false? Okay, so even Stevens on this one. Any other answers? Okay, let's go to the next one. What is one thing you should always provide to your audience when pitching your business? Hi, Athos. Thank you for being here. What is one thing you should always provide to your audience when pitching your business? So this is open ended. What do you think? Could be a one word answer. It doesn't have to be a phrase super long. A problem they didn't know they had and a solution for that problem. You can provide the product that you're planning to sell, a clear value. Awesome. A brief description of yourself and what makes your business unique to you. Love that. Great answers. All right. This is the last one. So, how would you order these components of a pitch from start to finish? So, this one's a little bit different than how we've been doing our Mentimeter answers before. So, you're going to put this in order from start to finish. So, what do you think comes first, second, third, fourth, and fifth? All right. I'll give it one more minute. Instructor Kiana is ready to go. Hi, Joelle. Thanks for being here. All right. So far we have practice, practice, practice. Be memorable. Know what you're getting into. Learn to love the logistics and perform. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm going to stop sharing. I am going to hand it over to Professor Kiana for Pitch Perfect tonight.
Hi, and good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. I loved hearing all of your answers. I mean, when I say I teach this a lot to a lot of adults, and they don't even have some of the answers that you came up with. So you are all off to a great start. Today, we're going to be talking about Picture Perfect, really helping you craft your ideas around your business and figure out ways that you can create an elevator pitch in the event that you are in front of very important people that would love to invest, participate, buy, or just be a client of yours, be a customer. Now, I know this is the last class before you have to do your presentations next week. So we're going to do a lot of practice, get all of the nervous feels out the way so that we can be our best selves next week. Um, just want to give you some updates. In your Google Classroom, I did put a few worksheets in there. So throughout the course of tonight, we're going to be learning a lot of little tips and tricks to help you create your pitch. But for those of you who are, structured brains, you want to see something, or you might have a brain fog and you need something to help you along the way, I have a few things there. So I'll walk you through those materials a bit later. Just wanted you to know that there are some supplemental documents that you can use to help you prepare for next week. All right, so we are going to get started. Uh, I need host abilities.
Sure. Let me just give you the ability to share. So you're all set. You should be able to share now.
Okay. Okay. So can everyone see the full screen?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So welcome to Picture Perfect. Now I'm on. Just wanted to give you some information. And now let's get down to business. Welcome to Picture Perfect. My name is Kiana Walbrook. I am a facilitator with S.O.A.R, and I'm really excited to help you pitch your programs. I actually have my own business, so I have been where you were, interested in being an entrepreneur, and I created my own business, consulting business that helps small groups, schools, businesses with training and development, team building, and professional development and strategy. So I'm excited to help you in the way that someone has helped me when I was on the road to becoming an entrepreneur. So today we're going to learn the fundamentals of pitching. We are going to explore some mediums so that you could help put together a creative presentation. No, some things are free, some things might cost a bit, but I just want all of that information at your fingertips. We're going to be practicing by selling certain products to get your feet wet just in public speaking. And then we are going to work on crafting our 1 minute pitch. And then from there, we're going to end by giving each other feedback so that next week won't seem as scary. So let's start with our icebreaker. I call this baggage check. And when we think about going on trips, and S.O.A.R has a plane in their logo, right? Because it's all about travel and tourism and entrepreneurship and so many other things. And when we think about public speaking, I have to say that over 88% of individuals rather not public speak. It's one of the top fears that many people have. If you had to think of one thing when it comes to public speaking that gets you a bit nervous, or maybe you have a slight fear, what would it be? You can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself. Okay. Is that Jasmine?
Yes, it's just Jasmine.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
So we're gonna
And
go with Jasmine and then Athos right after.
um I actually do enjoy public speaking, but I think one of the scariest thing would have to be like just looking out into the crowd and seeing all those people.
That can absolutely be scary, especially if they're not smiling, right? So yes, looking out into a huge crowd. Athos, thank you, Jasmine.
It's not those. I think one of the biggest fears that most people have is when you start overthinking like your own speech, and how people are going to react to it, and maybe that can like usually destabilize you or just paralyze you and impede you from actually trying to speak.
Yes. So thinking about all the things that could go wrong, even if nothing has gone wrong already, and then trip yourself up.
Right.
Absolutely. Shania?
Yeah. I think the main thing that gets me nervous is if I have to stand in front of lots of people and speak, and that'll be very like nerve-wracking, like scary.
Yes. So standing in front of people. I actually knew someone that used to kick their feet every single time they were in front of people. I know for me, I love wearing heels when I do public speaking, but for some reason, my right leg gets really shaky if I get nervous. So I realized I love speaking behind podiums if I do have to speak, but if it's a workshop, I'm okay. So it really depends. If it's a workshop, I'm fine. If it's a speech where you have to get people to feel you and feel good about what you're saying, that's more nerve-wracking. Anyone else? Joelle?
I would say like probably just overthinking it too much, and then like just you know just having a little fear of what people might think of you know what you gotta say.
Yeah. So overthinking is a very popular fear because in our head, sometimes things are way worse than when you actually do it. You're like, it wasn't that bad, but for the 3 days before I had to do the public speaking thing, I was in my head and it was too much. Anyone else want to go before we move on? There is absolutely no pressure. Just want you to know that you're not in it alone. Most people have a fear of public speaking, and that leads me to what, so what, and now what. So the what is it happened, right? Now, I'm a person who has been public speaking for a very long time. And when I tell you anything that could happen has happened. I've tripped on stage while dancing. I've mixed up my words for a speech. I've gone blank in terms of I knew all the information, but once I was in front of everyone and the lights was on me, for some reason, the information just went out my head for it felt like 20 minutes, but it was probably 30 seconds. So that's the what. The what is there are going to be times when everything doesn't work out, but so what? We're human. People are there to hear you. So just know that the hardest thing is getting in front of a big crowd. The hardest thing is talking about your passion, being excited about what you want to tell other people or inform other people. Once you get there, the hardest part has already happened. You made it there. So just finish out. And it's not always going to be perfect, but so what? The show is going to go on. So, as much fear as you may have, just push past the fear because on the other side of that is success. And the now what? So you have the what is the probably the worst thing that you have in your head that could happen. If it happens, so what? You didn't die from it. Now what? How are you going to use that opportunity to kind of propel you forward? How are you going to use that information that you got from that one time that you presented to someone and use it for your benefit, right? So sometimes the mistakes that we make actually give us a lot of information that helps us to become successful. When you think of Oprah and Michael Jordan and a lot of artists and a lot of entrepreneurs, they didn't get it right the first time. Maybe they tripped up on some of their words, or they didn't have a good idea enough for the investor to connect with them and invest in their idea. But that doesn't mean that they stop there. The reason why they're successful and that they've made it is because they kept putting their name in the hat. And that's the now what. So on Tuesday, so next week, when you go in front of all of the presenters and the board for S.O.A.R, just know that you're in good hands. And what may happen, you don't know. But so what? And now what? How are you going to use that information to push you? So if you said a lot, maybe today, if you say a lot, then you could practice over the weekend because you got good feedback. And next week, you may not say as many times. If you get jumbled on your words this time, maybe you'll practice a bit more, or you'll find a different word or a different route to explain your information or about your business that might work a bit better for you. So never get defeated by the what, because you always have a now what, and you always have another day to make it different. All right. So some of this information may look familiar because you just did a pretest, right? So the first thing that you want to do is that you want to know what you're getting into. Whenever you're doing any type of public speaking, whenever you're doing any elevator pitch, if you can help it, do your research. So know what you're getting into, know why it is that you're speaking. So are you going to a space because you want to inform somebody so that you want to teach them about something? Are you trying to persuade someone? or are you trying to entertain an audience? Who or what profession oftentimes need to persuade people? Anyone? So when you think about public speaking and you think about knowing your purpose, why would you need to persuade someone? Why would you need to know if you need to persuade someone? Just think about being an entrepreneur.
So you could get people to get in tune with what you're doing and the movement that you're setting, such as your business.
For some reason, I can't see is it Micah?
Yeah, Makai.
Makai, sorry. Makai, yes. You definitely want to know. Repeat it once more so that everyone else can hear it.
So you can get them to tune in or lock in with your business or whatever the platform you're trying to set for yourself.
Yes. You want people to buy in. So when you say tune in, another word for that is you want people to buy into your product, buy in. Like, let's say if you have a channel, like a YouTube channel, and you really are trying to inform people, you want people to tune in. So sometimes you're going to have to persuade people into that. The same way if you have a product like a sneaker line or a hat line, or maybe you are looking to open up a nonprofit, you want people to believe that your product or your service or your organization is worth going to, right? So that's the persuasion of that, which means you have to have key words in your public speaking speech. Or if it's a pitch, you want to make sure that you have key words to persuade people to your side. The same way if you want to inform people, for those of you who are just looking for investors and you're really not looking to persuade anyone, but you want people to just know that you exist, you're informing them. And then for those of you who are looking to do more entertainment or get into the entertainment field, just need to know who's your audience and why are you public speaking. This is going to help you tremendously. In order to do that, you might want to research your audience. So if you know that you're going to pitch your program or pitch your idea or your business to someone in particular, maybe figure out go on their LinkedIn or check out their IG if it's not private, or Facebook, or whatever social media platform. You might want to do your homework in terms of where do they usually give their money, what types of organizations, what type of companies, because then maybe you can make sure that in your pitch, you find a way to connect their passions and their interests to your product, correct? So the first thing you want to know is what are you getting into? Now, the second step is love the logistics. Where are you public speaking? Is it on Zoom? Is it in person? When you think about an elevator pitch, sometimes you get a bit more time with individuals when you're meeting them in a networking situation. However, if you only have a short time, what is the most important information that you want them to know? Will the audience be engaging in other activities? What if you're going to a place where there's a bunch of tables, it's loud, and you're speaking to people? You want to make sure that you speak loudly. You want to make sure that you find a more quieter space. You want to make sure that you have the right products with you, or a business card or a website address, something so that when people are leaving, they could also leave with your information. If you are speaking in front of a large group, don't stand in one space. Use the room. Walk from side to side. You may realize that you're not giving eye contact to the very person that's going to buy in and tune into your product. The third step is be memorable. So if you could think of any person that when you hear them speak, sing, perform, anyone out there, who to you is most memorable and why? If I could get 3 people to share. If you had to think of one person, so I'll hear from 3 people who are going to choose one person that's memorable and why. So I'll start it off. Here we have Dr. Martin Luther King, right? When we think of I Have a Dream, which is one of his favorite or most memorable speeches, why do you think so many people remember I Have a Dream? What about it is memorable? Or what are some techniques he did in order to make it stick for people?
I would probably say his repetition
Yes, the use of
and
repetition.
the purpose of his speech was probably like,
So it made sense for the time. It was very important given where we were as a nation, right? And then the use of repetition helps you to remember anything. You might not remember everything, but what does everyone remember about this speech? I
The
have a
phrase "I
dream.
have a dream."
If you don't remember anything, you remember I have a dream. It was said over 30 times in the span of his speech. So when you think about your product, if you think about a slogan, if you think about something that is memorable, it could be how you say your speech, it could be the tonality, like in terms of how you speak. It could also be your logo, like when we think about marketing, when we think about Apple, what is the symbol for Apple?
The symbol for apple is apple.
And it also, everyone knows when they see the apple that's bitten, you know that it's an Apple product, right? Everyone knows that McDonald's has the arch. Everyone knows that Nike has the check. And what's memorable about Nike? Do we know the slogan? What's the slogan?
Just do it.
Just do it, right? Action. Thank you, Shania. You're on it. So those are the reasons why we say be memorable, because when you're memorable, even if they don't get everything, there are going to be certain things about your business that they're just going to remember, right? So that's why people have, what is it? When you're listening to a commercial and you hear it and then people can repeat it. I know for Law and Order, my cousin could see the entire intro. I'm not there yet. But there's just certain things that it's just memorable because we hear it so much, and it's, I think, to Mackay, oh no, not Mackay. Is it Joelle? The repetition. So thank you. All right. So if you had to pick anyone that was memorable, who would you pick to you? And why are they memorable? Cameron?
Um,
Oh, yes. Shania?
I I would I would pick my mom.
Your mom. Awesome. Why?
I pick her because she was a strong woman and she was very hardworking.
Okay. So what I'm also hearing is how someone role models something could also be memorable, right?
Right.
Thank you.
I also pick my mother
Okay. And
because
memorable.
what you say?
What about your mom is memorable?
I just admired how she persevered, do anything and everything, and still got to do what she wanted to do. Like
Okay.
basically, she just got to that bag.
Okay, so it's the hustle, right? You respect the hustle. You're like, you know what? This person is out here making it happen by any means necessary.
Hmm.
All right. So as you go on and think about like some people that you admire, some things could be famous, some people could be individuals that you personally admire because they're memorable, or maybe it's a teacher that knew how to teach something in a way that helps you remember, I don't know, equations or information, or they found ways to use song. to connect to information. So there's so many different ways to be memorable. I really want you to think about your own business and what's something about your business that's unique, and how can you express that to others in a memorable way. So just some last pieces about being memorable. You want to make sure that you use language that shows how passionate you are about your business. People want to know that you really believe in your own business, especially if you want them to believe in it as well. Also, you want to make sure to reveal a little bit of yourself. I think oftentimes we're so concerned about showing people and telling them about our business that we don't bring ourselves to the pitch, right? So if you have a bubbly personality, if you have this charisma about you, bring that, that's what's going to help people remember you. And please, 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 if you do use humor, make sure that you're really good at it, and also make sure not to pick on others, right? You could use yourself, but you definitely don't want to use other people unless you're a comic and that's your job, is to entertain others by making fun of just concepts and people and things. So when we say 7 seconds, what do you think we mean when it comes to pitching to others? Now, a pitch is going to be about a good 60 seconds to 90 seconds, but what do you think the first 7 seconds is about?
It's about the where, the why, and the how, right?
So where, why, and how, we'll get to that a little bit later, but why do you think I have 7 seconds up there? Anyone want to take a stab at it?
For a hook, so you can hook your audience into like the game plan for your company.
Yeah, it's the grab. Like if you think about fishing, when you first throw that hook out there, it's very important that within the first 7 seconds, you try to captivate and bring attention to you. 7 seconds is also how long a person might look at a resume. So I used to be in charge of workforce development, where we would help people get jobs. And we had to tell people all the time, your resume has to read in a way that it captures all the right information within the first 7 seconds. If a person does not like the way it looks, or things are just not screaming out off the resume, it goes into the no pile. So in that same instance, you want to think about your pitch. How do you come out the gate in the first 7 seconds? What is it that you want to say? Where do you want to say it? Why are you choosing that to say it? And how are you going to say it? Right? So I know 7 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could really think of a very creative opener, in that 7 seconds, you got their attention. And that's the point. So I want to breeze through some of this. Practice makes perfect. So some of the things that you're going to do to practice today, we're going to practice a little bit. Actually, we're going to go into a quick activity. But the first thing you want to do is, some things that you can do is recording yourself. Maybe go on Zoom, press record, go on Google Meet, do your pitch in front of other people, do a voice recording on your phone and try to hear yourself. Practice in the mirror, looking at yourself. Sometimes it gets weird and it feels uncomfortable, but I promise you, you'll get to see some of the things you do. You might blink a lot, or you might make certain weird faces when you say certain words. So it's really important for you to know what you look like when you're saying certain things. I always use friends. Try to go over your pitch more than once. Today, we're going to work on our pitches. Next week, you're going to pitch your stuff, but it doesn't stop next week. You're going to keep crafting it, keep working on it until you feel that in an instance, if anyone were to ask you about your business, you could just tell them. It doesn't mean you have to know all the information, but you'll feel comfortable enough to give them some information. And I like to say, look at every pitch, every public speaking opportunity almost as a performance. Who here on the call performs or is into dancing, acting, is in theater, maybe not officially, but when you're home and no one's looking, you're performing. All right. So, Jasmine, I know me, I can sing in a shower. Don't ask me to sing in public. Well, I will. I sound horrible, but I'm not afraid to. So, yeah, I will do karaoke, and I'm not a singer and I don't have great pitch, but I like songs and I like certain artists. So I'm still going to get on the stage and I'm still going to sing and I'm not going to be embarrassed. All right. And Shania, so we have a few people. So for those of you today, we're going to be performing to some degree. And for some of you who are super shy, you might want to start to think about an alter ego. So maybe when you go up there, you don't feel comfortable, but in disguise, you feel very confident. So you can practice, maybe go up there, channel someone else until you feel it's almost like that fake it till you make it feeling. So before, I think let's get down to it before we take a break. So we have a lot information before we go into our breakouts. So just to go over exactly what you need to know, there are going to be certain things that you should be answering in your pitch, right? So who are you? What is your business? And what problem are you trying to solve? If you're not trying to solve your business, solve a problem, which most businesses solve problems. And it might be no one has ever seen a jean jacket with this style. So you're solving the problem of fashion, right? For some of you, you have a product and you're solving a problem because no one has a product that does what your product does, or no one is using the colors that you're using, or no one has the scent that you have right now, or no one is creatively doing something. And in that sense, you're solving a problem. So it might not be that you're actually solving a problem, but you can loosely be solving a problem. In that, you also want to think about your customer. So while we want to say everyone's a customer, I have found that the more specific you are about who your customer is, the likelihood of you being successful faster happens, and then you can grow your audience. But you want to start somewhere. Cool. So I don't want to go into so much of this because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. You'll all have information that's going to help you create your pitches. I just want you to at least answer the 4 questions. Who are you? What is your business? What problem are you trying to solve? And who's your customer, right? And why should someone want to buy your thing or be a part of your business or go to your business? So let's do something quick and fun. We're going to do a quick activity called If You Can't Use It, Just Sell It, right? So what's going to happen is each one of you are going to be put into a classroom with a partner. And it's going to be your goal to come up with a commercial that doesn't exceed 1 minute. So you have anywhere from 30 seconds to 1 minute to come up with a commercial that's going to sell your hard to sell item. Does that make sense? So some of you are going to be in a room where you might have to sell body scrub that doesn't have a scent. So, who would want to buy that? Why would they want to buy that? What about your body scrub? Like, what problem are you solving? What are you going to name your product? And how much is your product going to cost, right? So you ever stayed up too late and then the commercial came on and they start selling you stuff for $9.99, and then if you buy it today you get 5 more. So it's almost like an infomercial. How are you going to create a commercial? So for some of you, you might get a clock with no hands, a mic with no sound, a cup with no bottom. So you can be as creative as you like. You can create and call it whatever it is that you want to call it. You want to name the product, but you're only going to get 7 minutes to create a 30-second to maybe no more than 1 minute commercial to sell the hard to sell item. So I'm not sure who is active right now. So I have Makai, Jasmine, Joelle, Noah, Michael. All right, so I guess we could have 4 groups.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask you that. Okay, so which product would you like me to eliminate?
Let's see, maybe the flavorless, the cup with no bottom. No,
Okay,
I'm sorry, the flavorless gum, because that's like no scent body scrub.
okay. So the flavorless gum is the one we're not doing?
Yes, because I think, how many? We have 8 participants.
Yeah, I think it's about 8. 8 I have.
That way 2 people could be in each room.
Okay. I'm just naming the rooms, the product names. Mhm. Does anyone have any questions before we go in the room?
Actually, there's 10. There's
Oh,
10.
Yeah, some was even when I had the 5 initially, some were 3 and 2, but that's fine. I can I'm
yeah,
gonna move some of the scholars into the other rooms and put the board members into,
the rooms with them.
yeah. Oh, you do want the board members in the room? I was moving them out.
Okay, you can move them out. It's
Mhm.
if anyone needs help, we can have someone go in the room with you. All you would need to do is get a representative to come back into the main room.
Okay, we're all set. I got 7 minutes on the clock.
All right, so 7 minutes, you have to come up with a 30-second, no more than 1 minute infomercial, commercial to sell your product.
Okay, rooms are opening.
I'm gonna I'm gonna put on my timer and you will be tasked with selling your product. All right. So who do we have for that? I think they should be the only people with their cameras on, and then we'll know. All right, awesome. So I see 3, 4 people, Zen, Noah, Michael, and Cameron. All right, so let's go. So who are the 2 people? You can unmute yourself.
All right. So our product is named Pure Bliss. All right. So this product will be made out of nature materials, and it will get rid of dead skin cells. So that's who we're selling it to. People who have dry skin will use this product and be able to moisturize their skin and get rid of those dead skin cells. Right? And so this product will be made out of pure nature. It's very organic, and that's all we have.
Okay, and who's on your who's your business partner?
The people who worked on it with me was Winifred and Nathaniel.
All right. Anything else? So we have organic. And what was your company name? What was your product name again?
It was named Pure Bliss.
Pure Bliss. All right, so let's give a round of applause to Pure Bliss, everyone. We could turn on our cameras again. So with Pure Bliss, for those of you who listened up, what stood out to you?
It's made of natural products, so it like copes with the people that, feel that necessity for like natural justice and, you know, um like pollution and stuff. So it helps with like those people and their lifestyle.
So it speaks to people who have a lifestyle of wanting like no preservatives,
Yeah.
organic and to the point. Awesome. Jasmine, and then we'll move.
I was also gonna say, yeah, the naturalness speaks to that demographic of people. And also, I think the name goes really well with like that demographic, like pure bliss. I think that makes sense. And it's really catchy. I like it.
Pure Bliss, right?
Yeah, I think Pure Bliss is also like kind of catchy too, and I think that it's very good that it's made to help people who have very dry skin, so it can help make sure that your skin stays nice and moisturized. So
Absolutely. So yes, Pure Bliss, the name speaks for itself, right? So now we're gonna move over to a mic with no sound.
Um, for ours, I feel like mic with no sound is kind of like a prompt, I guess, because people won't be able to hear you, so they'll have to come close to you, and I feel like in that moment, having them not like lure them in, but kind of like lure them in, and then like so they are like really interested in what you were trying to say, and then just start talking about
Okay.
whatever.
So how are you selling? So what's the name of your product? Who's your audience? Like, what's your commercial for it?
So I was thinking the product should be named "Shut Up" for people that suck at singing.
Okay. So it's
So
called
say you've got that one family member that is absolutely terrible, but you're having a karaoke party. So you could just give that microphone to that one family member that sucks at singing, so they don't mess up with mess up the flow of the song. You know?
okay, so I'll probably need that. Shut up, Mike.
Okay.
All right. Is that okay? How much is your mic cost? Is it
Um.
$5.99, $3.99,
Yeah, I was thinking like
$100.
$5.99.
$100? What
That's
happened?
trifling.
Seven
Nowadays,
thousand
that's
dollars.
So we have the shut up mic. So just to give you some feedback really quickly, you might want to start out with what you're going to call your product. Like, hi, we're here to sell the shut up mic. Ever had ever have that one family member that can't sing, well, you for $10.99, you can buy the shut up mic and give it to them, and they will no longer mess up the flow when your family is in tune. Like, so just thinking about different ways that you can sell. I love the name the same way I love, Pure Bliss. The shut up mic is going to get somebody's attention. They're going to want to know, what is a shut up mic, right?
Right.
So giving us more information helped me to see why I wanted to use that prop. So thank you, Zen, for also setting up the background information around the product. And then Michael brought it home with the name and how you're going to use it and who it's for. So just thinking about that, that's what I want you all to just start to think about when it comes to your own product and your own business. So thank you, Mike with no sound. Now we're going to move on to clock with no hands, and then cup with no bottoms.
Okay, can we start?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, all kids and everyone. We are going to be selling the party clock. The party clock basically. Oh wait, I'm so sorry. I forgot everything I just had a brain fart. Can I please restart? I forgot everything me and my group talked about.
Look, remember the what, the so what, and the now what? Go ahead and start again.
Hold on, give me a second, sorry.
That's all right.
All right, so I'll give you about 5 more seconds.
Okay, yeah, ready to start.
All right, and action.
Hello, all kids. You ever? Hello, kids. Sorry. You ever? I'm so sorry. I'm blinking. Can you please start at those? So sorry.
All right, no worries. Can you take the middle part?
Yeah.
All right. What's up, kids? We're gonna be selling to you the party clock. RGB, LED, whatever you want. No hand. Hey, if it there's no hand, so there's not gonna be any problems with time management or time and accuracy. It's the party clock, man. It's a new thing. RGB, it's a lamp and a clock.
So for this party clock, we are selling it to kids who are maybe afraid of the dark. This is a cool futuristic piece of furniture that'll not only make your room look cool, but also help when you're afraid to get up and want to get, a glass of water at in the night. This is effective because not only does it save 90% of electricity over time and you don't have to plug it in and keep switching it out, but also, it switches different colors and it helps for people who don't know how to read time with the hand.
All right.
No lamp, no problem.
Oh yeah.
The party clock. All right. Anyone want to share? What are some tips? What did we hear? So Jasmine, is your room supposed to be a visual of the LED light happening with the party clock?
Yes, actually, you see these different colors. You see how different colors we have the red, we have the blue. This is what your party clock can do. You can have different colors and it will illuminate the time.
All right. Thank you so much. So we got the party clock. It had a few uses, right? It had a name. I still don't know how much it cost, but I know who you're pitching it to. I know how it's going to benefit them because you said it's for people who might be still nervous around the dark. If they want to get a glass of water, they may feel nervous about telling time with hands. These are just different ways that you could use the clock, correct?
Yes. And it will cost like $2.99.
Oh, wow. So it's
Yeah.
effective. Your parents won't be upset because it doesn't run up a bill because you said that, no energy, no electricity, and no batteries. So
Yeah,
it's
and
a
it's affordable so that everyone can buy it.
nice. Thank you. All right.
Welcome.
So now the last group is cup with no bottom.
Uh, how you doing? My name is Makai. My partner is Joel. You know what I mean? And we're here to present you guys the cup. Wait, we here to present you guys. What was it again? Oh, nah, it's getting away. I just forgot the name.
It's all right. So we are going to begin
All right, we're here to present you guys the diverse cup.
diverse
All
cup.
right. So yeah, the diverse cup. So the diverse cup is for the people who might want to, you know, go back in the day and reminisce and even make their living room to the point like as of a theme where it could be like old days, like a little ancient. So what you could do is you could take two of the cups with no bottoms and put a string through it and hang it on a wall or something so it could look it could when you see it, it makes you think back to the old days and how they used to communicate and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So um what else?
It's
You
also
can
very cheap. It's
Yeah, it is
affordable.
cheap.
So
It is cheap. It definitely is cheap. It's about 199.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
199.
199. It is very cheap. Um, or you could also, paint it up and customize it however you want. Oh, that's Tom?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got
No,
carried.
don't be sorry. This is the first time you're putting yourselves out there. You got a product that's hard to sell. Then you're put on, on the spot and you have to sell it. So this is the hardest part. The next time when we are up here in the next 10 minutes, you're going to use the same formula that you used to create and sell these hard to sell items and think about how do you want to sell your own program, your own business, your own product. So I'm not sure what it is that each person is looking to get into the business of. Hopefully, in your own personal pitches, we'll be able to understand what happened. Our pure bliss costs like $15. All right. So, see, it's never too late to fine tune your product. So, that's what this is about. It's really practicing and just getting your feet wet with the process. And you all are doing great. It's hard to be put on the spot. It's not an easy thing. So the fact that everyone is participating, you've already winners. Like you're already winners. A few things before we do break out and take our break while we're working on our own pitches is that I really want you all to think about this process. We had to name the thing. So what is your business? What are you in the business of doing? What are you selling? Think about who's your audience. If you think about your product or you think about your business, there's a specific person that would benefit from it. So hopefully in your pitch, I will understand that and everyone else will. Think about, does your product cost anything? What is it about your product that is unique? What is it about your product or about your business that's going to speak to certain clientele? I think Pure Bliss, your clientele was the people who love like no parabens, all pure products, right? And then we had someone who had a mic and yours was for people who couldn't sing, and the clock. Yours is for people who wanted to illuminate their room and have a bit of light in darkness, right? So we're thinking about all that. The cup is about nostalgia, right? Like bringing the old school to the new school. So everyone came up with a product name, figured out who they're selling it to, and then spoke about some of the components about their business that makes them unique or worth buying, right? So I always like to say it's like the bread owl. If someone thought that only one bread is allowed to be sold, they're wrong. When we go to the supermarket, you go down that aisle, there's over 50 to 60 different brands. So there's something for everyone. So even if your product or your business exists out there, do not talk yourself out of moving forward with that business. Why? Because you're going to figure out what makes your business special. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It's how does it exist and it makes sense for your target audience, right? So don't think or worry about your product already existing out there. Just figure out what are some key words and things that I can say to people that sets my business aside from what's already out there. There's a million. Samsung is out there, iPhone, Flip. There's so many telephone companies. There's so many clothing companies, so many sneakers. There's no one brand. There's no monopoly on certain things. So go out there and figure out how to sell your products. So that's what we're going to do now. We are now going to take what we learned in this activity and we're going to take about 7 minutes again. But what you're going to do is you are going to work on your business now. So everyone is going to turn off their video and you're really going to take 7 minutes to yourself to really craft a pitch about your product.
Okay.
Okay. So think about this process. Think about what you would have done differently, what you saw other people do. And if you need help, just put your hand up and you could always type to me directly and I will support you or any of the other mentors on the line. So we have Rosie, Miss C, we have Miss Latoya, Miss Rosie, Mr. Dawkins, and myself. So if you need us, just let us know. We'll be here. I'm going to put the timer. We're at 6 minutes now. Here's a little something that you could look at to kind of help you. seconds.
All right,
Joelle?
one last question. Is this the elevator pitch that we're gonna be doing next week? Like the format, I mean?
So the format is up to you. So those sheets are to help you if you are struggling with creatively coming up with your own way to promote your business. But by all means, think about this activity that we just did and go for it. Like if you want to have music first, if you want, like however you want to promote your business, you'll have the opportunity to do that. But anyone who needs a starter place, those worksheets are there and you could pick which one is helpful. So you could use none of them or you could maybe use one of them. It's really up to you.
All right, thank you.
No problem. So who wants to take a stab at it? It's just 30 seconds, just a little flavor.
What time is class ending today?
It's about to end.
Oh, okay.
But Makai, just so you know, as you all know, and we've been saying this whole fundamentals track, technically we do leave the class open until 8:30. So if I were you, I would take advantage of this time with the end of course coming up next Tuesday to really pick Miss Kiana's brain, have her listen to what you're thinking about doing. That way, you can glean from her expertise while she's here. So this would definitely be a good use of your time to hang on just a little bit longer.
So you want to go first, Makai?
Yeah.
All right. So,
I'm not sure what the question is though.
oh, you're gonna just do your pitch for your business.
Okay. I can get some more time to think about it first.
Oh, sure. Who wants to take a stab at it?
I got something. I kind of got something.
So no one is being forced. I'm just leaving some time for anyone that wants to do it. And then we have a quick outro,
I got a
right?
pitch.
All right.
So my business is called Mike's Maintenance. I do plumbing, home and commercial repairs, and I also do floor laying services. I do free estimates. Prices may vary by size of the job, and you can contact me by phone or my website.
Thank you. Mike's Repairs, right?
Mhm.
I love the free estimate because that could definitely bring people,
Right.
to you. One thing that I want to hear more about you, like, why is this a passion? How, what makes your repair services a bit different from,
Oh yeah.
other repair services? So think about that in your pitch, okay?
Um, I can do repairs on short notice. So say you have an emergency, I could come and have other people doing the job. Hold on. Oh,
Okay.
sorry, that was my sister.
Someone said you shouldn't have to pay to get an estimate. Okay.
Yeah.
But there are some people that do ask for payment to take time out to assess what it's going to be. So just saying that it's a free estimate, the same way people say 199, it's still almost $2, but 199 sounds better.
Right.
So saying free estimate, even if a lot of people do free estimates, they may not promote it or say it out loud. So that's definitely, I love the short notice and I like the Mike's repairs, right? So let's think about what other things you could add in there to kind of really tell your story around Mike's repairs. But it was thorough and I knew what business you had and who your audience was. So just think about more who your key niche audience will be as well.
Okay.
Shania, thank you so much again, Michael. for going first and putting yourself out there.
You're welcome.
Shania?
Yeah.
All right, take it away.
Hi. My name's Shania, and today I'll tell you a little bit about the Perfect Lip. It's a moisturizing lip balm that's in many different flavors and colors. It will cost you $2.99, and it keeps your lips hydrated. And you can use it as a moisturizer on other parts of the body too. And it's homemade. It's for people who want to make sure that their lips are moisturized.
All right, and can you say your product name again?
It's lip balm.
Lip balm. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
the Perfect Lip is my brand.
The Perfect Lip. So that's your brand. That's your business, the Perfect Lip.
Yes.
And your product is a lip balm. I love
Uh-huh.
it. I like that I know exactly how much it costs. Um, you gave me who it's good for, how it helps you, and the perfect lip. So, and I love that it's homemade. And once you know the products you're using, you could kind of talk about that, and that could definitely help you.
Wait,
Mhm.
is the product name Lip Bomb, like BOMB? Like it has a name? Like Lip Bomb?
Is it the perfect lip? I think.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
oh, right, that's the name of the brand. Right, right, right.
Yeah, that is.
Okay. And then I guess the point is basically saying you might want to market different names for the different lip balms, like coming up with cool names underneath like the perfect lip, then you have different names for each lip balm.
Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Great job. Who else wants to go? Anyone else want some tips or to go for it? All right. Well, there is no pressure. Again, this is all for practice. Like I said, public speaking is difficult. It's not easy. The fact that you all participated today definitely supports you in your journey. As you begin to continue to work with S.O.A.R, continue to work with your mentors, there's so many ways that we can continue to help you along the way. This is your first step, so give yourself a round of applause. Really begin to think about this process tonight. We only had an hour and a half together. Imagine when you give yourself more time to really come up with your ideas. Maybe think about it after we get off the phone. After we get off the call today, start jotting down all your creative thoughts because you know the process now. It's easy as one, two, three. It's all about just having passion behind it, getting comfortable with the information, and you are going to all rock next week. I'm so excited for you all. Anyone wants to take us out before I guess you do your evaluations? Joelle, anyone? All right. Well, I guess that's about it. Have an amazing evening. I'm going to pass the baton over to Ms. Dawkins and Professor Dawkins or Professor McCamery, and we will end the night. So, see, this is a product I made based off of my business, and it's something that I try to wear every time I do facilitation. People go, oh, can I get a shirt? Can I get this? So it's marketing, right? So good luck, everyone. I know you're all going to rock next week. Picture perfect. Let me know if there's anything else that I can do to support you.
All right, let's give Professor Kiana some hand claps. Scholars, I'm so surprised. I thought more of you would have taken advantage of her expertise in having her hear your pitches, but like she said, no pressure. So hopefully that just means that you're formulating your ideas. Was everyone able to find the document she was referring to in the Google Classroom? Yes, I see some head nods and some thumbs ups. Okay, so yeah, definitely go
No.
back. No, who's saying no? Shania?
Yeah, I didn't see it in there.
Okay, so Shania, let me just share my screen that way, because I definitely want to make sure you all have it. Okay. So what you want to do is when you go into the classroom, you want to click on classwork. And then if you scroll, you see all the different classes in here. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you should see Pitch Perfect. And the worksheet should be right here. And it does look like this, Professor Kiana, when I downloaded it as a Google Doc, but it's odd because I know it's a PDF, but it doesn't give me an option to download it as a PDF. In that way, it is a little odd.
Okay.
Oh, I just clicked print. There we go. That's the key. So you click print and then it comes up as a PDF.
Whew, I was like,
So that's where it is. All right, Shania. And then if you need us to walk through it together, I don't mind staying on with you and we could walk through it together. But thank you all so much for staying on. We did have the survey that I was sending to some of you who did do your pitch. I'm going to put that survey link in the chat box. So go ahead and fill out the survey for this evening.
Also, Miss Latoya, I just wanted to
Yeah.
interject real quickly. I know we have until 8:30, but I also wanted to just encourage you all. You all did a phenomenal job tonight. I just wanted to jump in. Thank you, Miss Kiana. Kiana and I have known each other since we were little itty bitties, knee high to grasshoppers or something like that. I forgot how they call it. Anyway, so she's phenomenal at what she does, and I'm so grateful to have her here sharing her expertise with you all this evening. On that note, I also want you all to be aware that this is our final class before our pitch presentations. You all did a phenomenal job this evening. So no pressure, as it's already been stated multiple times over. Do not feel nervous. Don't, obviously, when it comes to public speaking, I think that's probably the most daunting thing and fear to overcome is speaking in front of people. So, but you all did a phenomenal job just learning the process today. I also want to let you know that we have 2 internships coming up, right? And I know I mentioned that, but I want you guys to really take this course seriously, because these internships are for you all. So we have the Barbados internship, which is for another group, but this Costa Rica internship, excuse me, hold on one second. This Costa Rica trip that's coming up in July into August, that's for you all. So we're going to have 2 scholars from this particular group attending or participating with us. I just got confirmation, excuse me, from our COO, who is actually in Costa Rica as I speak. And he is working out the itinerary for us to be able to come down there and work in the restaurants and in the hotels. We already have 2 secured restaurants and 2 hotels secured for us to be able to perform your internships there. So I want you all to just, really continue on the path to success and continue excelling the way that you all have. Do not lose hope. Do not, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. And I just want to commend you all for everything that all the hard work that you've done from day one to now. I can't believe it's been, already almost 5 weeks. So continue the course, right? In order for you all to be eligible to participate in the internship, you will need to complete the entire course. That is the fundamentals as well as the advanced series, right? So just continue what you all are doing. And remember, we also have to identify who the top scholars are for both the fundamentals and the advanced. So we look at that very heavily. So just remember that, because we want to make sure that you all are staying on, top like you have been. Miss Latoya, Professor JR, Miss C, all of you, they're all here at your disposal. They've been phenomenal. I love them so much. But if you need any help, if you need any support, we are here for you. Once SOAR, always SOAR. So keep up the great work, guys. Back to you, Miss Latoya.
All right, let's give it up for Professor Rosie, dropping some knowledge and encouragement to you all. And with what she said, as another reminder, to reiterate, yes, this is our last class. I'm actually sharing this document. Now, this document has been coming to you all. We updated the dates. So this is to show you what's coming up. So let's just see. I want to stop sharing. By show of hands, who is planning to pitch a business? So you're not deciding to do a guided research. You're actually pitching a business. And the reason why I'm asking is this is going to decide. All right, let me write this down. This is going to decide what your end of course assessment is. Okay, so I see we have, and this is recorded too, so I could always go back and check it. All right, let's see, Shania. Okay, so for the hands that I don't see, which is Athos.
I'm sorry, what
Uh,
are we raising our hands for? I had to go
if
for a second.
no, it's okay. We're raising our hand, so we know if you're doing a business, the framework, the business portion, so your business canvas
Oh yeah,
model or
definitely.
your value proposition that Professor JR went over, if you're submitting that business plan framework that includes those two things, raise your hand. Now, I'm assuming Noah and Zen, you don't have your hands raised. It's because you're deciding to do a guided research project,
Noah's
which is,
hands up in chat.
oh, Noah's hands is up in the chat.
Excuse
Okay.
interrupting you, but his is in
No,
the
no,
chat.
no. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so Zen. So I guess I'm only talking to Zen. Zen, does that mean you're doing a guided research project?
Uh, I guess.
Okay. So the guided research project is different because you're looking up an industry, an organization, or a college of your choice. So I believe it was the very, very first class when our previous scholar was on, Janaya, and she shared the guided research project she did on wanting to become a pilot. So you're going to be researching again an industry, organization, or college of your choice. You're going to share why you chose them, identify important facts about that organization, what you've learned during your research. Okay, so in terms of timing, we do give a little bit more wiggle room for the timing of the guided research project because it is more information. So that should take you anywhere between 1 to 3 minutes. We're not really looking for anything more than that. So again, we'll be here to 8:30 if you want to get some clarifying details over that. Now, the rest of you, all the rest of you, you all are doing your business plan framework. Okay, so that includes your outline for your vision statement, your mission statement, your business model, and your value proposition, which most of you have already, not most, but some of you have already completed. Okay, so that is due, both of those projects are due to the info. If one of the board members wouldn't mind putting that email address in the chat box, that's due to info@letssoar. It is actually in this document too. info@letssoarnj.org. So I put this document in the chat box. You all should have it. It was emailed to you earlier today, is in the Google Classroom as well. Okay. And then finally, so that's those two projects, depending on which one you're doing. Only Zen is doing the guided research so far. That is due at 6 o'clock on April 9th. So next Tuesday, that's due. We want to see that in our email boxes. Timing is very important, right? I'm sure you all know as students of school. So 6 o'clock, that should be at that email address, okay? Thank you, Miss C. And then at 6:30, you're going to come right to the Zoom room, and that's when we're going to hear those fabulous pitches you all have been working on. So Zen, for you, again, with presenting your findings of your guided research project, we're looking for about 1 to 3 minutes. For the rest of you, for your pitch, we're looking at up to 1 minute. For you to share your pitch for your business, that's going to be verbal, so there has to be cameras on. We want to see a nicely lit setting. I don't want to see shadows of you or ceilings, right? We want to see those smiling, wonderful, presentable faces. Yes, Miss Kiana's. We didn't hear you, but you want to share what you were trying to say?
Oh no, I was saying they need to know who's pitching it. So it's not about the name on the bottom. They need to see your full face. You need to be speaking in the camera, and you have to just be present for a
Mm-hmm.
pitch. Yeah, or it doesn't count.
Exactly. Yes. So that pitch again should be up to 1 minute. Okay. And so it should include everything that Miss Kiana went over today, the components of a really good pitch. You want to also make sure that you refer to what she put in the Google Classroom as a reference to help you start to work on that. And then just so you know, we do also provide time at the beginning of that class for you to work with your peers on that. So you'll get about a good half hour to work on it. Maybe you want to do the pitch in the breakout room with your peers. So just know we do provide that time, and then it's game on. All right. Everyone comes to the stage. Everyone, no pressure. It should be really fun, exciting, a learning experience. And then we open up the floor for scholars to offer feedback as well as board members to offer feedback. Does someone have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. It's about the business plan framework
Oh, yes.
and about on how to do it, because I really know how to do the business plan framework and submitting it and stuff. Do
I'm
I have do I have to like do it on paper or no?
That's a great question. Yes, if you could do it on a Word document, whatever you think is, we've had scholars submit it different ways, whatever you're comfortable with. So a Word document is fine. We've had scholars put it on a slide. You don't have to, but if that's easier, visually easier for you, or you have access. Yep, Zen, I can send that to you. Yep, but it was email, Zen. It should have been in your email. And then I'll also send you the link to the Google form. It's an open document and it's also in the Google Classroom. All right, I don't know if these are hands from before or hands for questions, but I see Cameron first. You want to go first, Cameron? Oh, it must be hands from
That
before.
was just
Okay.
that was just a hand for
Okay. No
the
problem.
business.
No problem. Thank you. Athos, did you have a question?
Yeah, so for next week, once we have to present our um the pitches,
Mhm.
does it have to go along with like a Word document or um a PowerPoint, or can we just do the presentation?
You just do that is such a wonderful question. You just do the verbal pitch. So spoiler alert, in the
Oh, bet.
advance, you do a full presentation. But for the fundamentals, it's just a verbal pitch. Okay, so that's a really great question. Thank you. So your projects would be submitted ahead of time, right, at 6 o'clock, but the actual what you're presenting during the end of course assessment class is just the verbal pitch.
Wait, what do you mean by submitting something at 6? Do we have to submit it like do we have a script that we have to submit to you, or
So it's on this document, Athos, that I was just sharing. So I don't know if you were one of the ones that already submitted it to Professor JR. I know some of you have already done this, but basically what you guys went over in your beginning in the first four classes. So your vision statement, your mission statement, your business model, canvas, and your value proposition. So this is what you're submitting on a Word document or whatever, um, program you find most useful. So if you want to do a slide, you can, you don't have to, but you're going to put it into a Word document and then that's going to be emailed to us at 6
to
o'clock.
the email on the chat? The info dot
Yep.
let's right.
Yep. And I'll put this link in the chat box again. It is on the Google Classroom and it was in your email this afternoon. So your reminder email for class tonight, it was attached to that email.
All right, thank you.
Sure. These are great questions. Can I answer any other questions?
A question about it.
Yeah, Shania.
About the business plan framework, how am I supposed to submit all of that to the email?
Well, once you put it in a document, if you need support, I'm sure your aunt can support you. But once you put it in a Word document, you're just going to attach it to an email and send it to us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure because I was confused.
Sure. Now we have had, if it's easier for you, Shania, if you want to put it in the body of your email, meaning you don't want to put it in a Word document and attach the Word document, you just want to email it in the body of your email, that is okay too. We want to see language. We want to see what you came up with, right? So we can help you support and formulate those ideas. Especially for those of you, which I hope all of you, that come back for the advance, whether this series or in the fall, we can help you kind of further flesh out that business plan. So we just need to see the language. So however that's comfortable for you, whatever you have access to submit that, we can make it work. Okay?
Thanks.
Sure. Any other questions? Cameron, is your hand raised now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that sheet that you were just screen sharing, is that on the classroom?
It is.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. And I can, it's on the classroom, it's in the email that you received today. And let me just see. There's also a way for me to move it up in the stream. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so now when you log into the Google Classroom, it should be the first thing that you see.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Professor Kiana. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. All right, any other questions? We have 5 more minutes. Link in the Google Classroom website again. So now when you log in, when you see the heading for the stream, let me share my screen. Okay, so when you log in, you're going to go to Fundamentals of Business and Entrepreneurship. And when you click on the stream, it should be the top email. So, all right. Anything else?
No, I'm good. Good night.
Good night. Good
See
night,
you next week.
Athos. See you
Good
next
night,
week.
everyone.
Good night,
Everyone.
everyone.
Good night.